Once, in a kingdom of neon lights and broken friars, there was a woman who tended the hearth alone. She stoked the flame, flipped the patties, and fed the villagers single-handedly. For loyalty is its own curse. And when her burden was revealed, when the townsfolk sang her name in praise, the castle punished her. For in this world, devotion is not rewarded with crowns, but with exile. In another land, far across the sea, a traveler returned from distant shores. He carried with him a trunk, heavy, swollen, whispering with secrets. Inside, not silks, not gold, but a powdery treasure worth more than kingdoms. And when the gatekeepers unlatched it, he whispered the oldest spell of denial. "This is not my bag." But the spell was weak, and the treasure turned to chains. And finally, deep in the shadows of a Floridian forest, a tiny beast stirred. Eyes wild, heart racing faster than thunder, body shuddering with forbidden delight. It had tasted the white dust of men, the powder that fells armies, and survived. The villagers named him Coke Dog, and he became a legend whispered in both awe and terror. So gather close, children of the feed. Tonight you will hear of loyalty betrayed, treasure misplaced, beasts reborn, and legacies undone. These are not fairy tales. They are the world you live in. Welcome to the Convoluted Podcast.
It's wild, it's twisted. Headlines hitting like a slap and you missed it. It's madness, I'm tapped out, live on the scene and I can't find my way out.
And welcome back to the Convoluted Podcast, the show where we take weird news, shake it up like a gas station margarita, and try not to spill it all over the timeline.
I'm Liz, your semi-qualified chaos expert, caffeine-fueled menace, and an unofficial queen of the Florida headlines.
And I'm Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus, the philosopher by nature, gamer by nurture, and spiritually allergic to bad taste and corporate PR nonsense.
This week's episode is a full plate of what the hell? A single mom goes viral for running an entire Burger King by herself and gets fired. Someone tries to fly into Atlanta with $3 million worth of cocaine in their luggage. And a Chihuahua does a line and lives to wag about it. And a UFC champs kid accidentally defines wrestling as a felony assault live on stream.
Oof. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment and tell us which story broke your brain the hardest.
If you're listening on Spotify or Apple, hit that follow button and leave us a rating. Better yet, tell a friend, especially one who's had one bad work shift away from becoming the next viral martyr. You know who you are. But before all that, how's your week been, Jesus?
So it's been a little under a week since we last recorded, but within that week a lot has happened. So we are fridge shopping now since our fridge just went down.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's
I may be in the works for an oven, so who knows.
And they are for anyone looking out there, fridges are not cheap. It happened one day. We're not sure what happened. We kind of have an idea, and my sister might be to blame. But
which sister? Dun, dun, dun.
The eldest one. But yeah, something happened, and then our fridge just went down, and we just kind of were watching it for like a day, and it just it's not working. We tried a couple things to see if it might have been other things, but it's, to say the least, we have to pony up some money and get ourselves a new fridge. So we are fridge shopping.
Have you tried to bring in a repairman to see if it's possible to salvage it or no?
We're too lazy for that. We're always just buying new one. Yeah, we're just like we're not gonna deal with the hassle of having someone come over. And yeah, that's our if we can pay to fix it, we will. And if we can pay to get something And then at this point, actually, a little bit at this point, we kind of been wanting a new fridge because you've seen our fridge, right? It's one of those. It's a French style door. It's a French style fridge. So you have the two opens on the top and then a drawer on the bottom. I've never been a fond of that type of fridge, but when we were buying stuff, my mother really enjoyed that one. To then years later, she despises it wholeheartedly. So we are that the French style is not going to be the one we're getting. We're looking around. The by the time this airs, we're gonna be getting our new fridge. Hopefully nothing bad happens. I've heard some really bad fridge stories. So
Your research
that
on
and
the
yeah,
product. So
yeah. So yeah, it's just it's a mix of that and just like pony up some money. So it's gonna be some fun time. It's been at the time of this recording, it's been about 3 days. So luckily, we have a second fridge that's kind of been holding our most important stuff that needs to be refrigerated. We tossed at least half our fridge out. So it is fortunate we are able to have a second. We're lucky we able. And I was about, what's funny? I was this is something we're gonna pick up. This is something for our audio listeners. Me and Liz are working on our in studio one. I was gonna tell her we should try to get a little mini fridge for in studio, so we don't have to keep going back and forth. Because the way the office is set up, it's like literally outside my home, which is nice. It's it's completely separated from everything, but it does make it hard when you want to just grab something to drink. You have to get up and go. So having like a nice small fridge, something simple, just to keep like some waters and sodas stuff, would be nice. But so I've been kind of peeking at those two while I've been showcasing to the family fridges. That might be. Yes, that's kind of been my week. Some highs and no, actually more lows. No major highs. Some lows here. Not low lows, just like what about you? How's your week been?
It's been kind of busy. It's been full. I made some really awesome meals. I think you liked a couple of my meals this week.
Yep.
And I picked up mom as the today of the recording. I just had picked her up probably about 6 hours ago, and I just went to brunch with my favorite Dan, and yeah, so yeah, it's been a kind of a chill, cool week. I've been enjoying it before I go back tonight. I'm not looking forward to it because I have like 240 some odd outdates by the end of August. And it's not just one drug, it's a multitude of drugs and different machines. It's fun. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, whatever you need to tell yourself.
Bruh.
All right. If nothing else to talk, let's get into it. All right, so okay, we're gonna start with our first story. So this story feels like it was written by the internet. It's a single mom, a busted Burger King, and a corporate villain arc that unfolds in real time.
I'm already rooting for her, and I don't even know her name yet.
Her name is I'm gonna try my best to pronounce Nikia.
That's how I think of it.
Yeah, Nikia. I think it's Nikia. Nikia Hamilton, 30 years old, single mom working at a Burger King in Arcon. Yeah, Arcon, Ohio. Yeah, I think that's how you.
Yeah.
Shows up for a shift and realizes she's the only employee who showed up. No manager, no coworker, no one.
Honestly, that sounds like every group project I've ever been in.
Tell me about it. Instead of walking out, Nikia decides, okay, I guess I'm running the show. She cooks, she works the drive-thru, she cleans, she rings up customers. She's basically turned the fast food work avatar, mastering all the elements at once.
I feel this is very familiar. All while taking care of her kid because of her babysitter build, and what else was she supposed to do?
Right, so she brings her kid with her. They stay in the back, out of sight, and that would have been the end of it. Until a customer films her running the whole restaurant alone. The video blows up on TikTok, millions of views, and the internet crowns her the Burger Queen.
And it was like, boom, she's a hero. People are offering to tip her, donate, even higher. It was one of those rare, wholesome TikTok labor rights moments.
Until a few days later, where Burger King corporate fires her. They say she violated policy by bringing her child to work.
Let me get this straight. She keeps your store running when your whole team disappears like a magic trick, and she gets fired for improvising childcare?
Exactly. The corporate math. Do 5 times the work and get 0 times the support, and subtract your job from the equation.
And now she's out here jobless but viral. That's a GoFundMe that raised $47,000, and people online are demanding justice. Some folks are even calling for a boycott.
Other workers from the same Burger King have come forward anonymously too, saying that the store has been chronically understaffed for months. One even called it burger hell.
It's so tragic, but also so on brand for 2025. Like, a mom does everything right and still gets punished for it. And the only reason anyone even knows is because some rando opened TikTok while waiting for fries.
The story becomes bigger than one person. It's about culture, single parents, and fast food labor, and what happens when going above and beyond gets you fired instead of promoted. Okay, before we let's talk about it. So, what are your thoughts, Liz? I think you have a little bit more of a perspective on this one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it sucks. We've all been in that predicament. Well, I have my kid, but I need the job to keep the roof over our heads and food on the table, right? And it doesn't sound like that the kid was obnoxious running around or anything. This kid was well behaved and doing what they're doing, in the back, hanging out, chilling like a villain. Nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, the kid was it's not like the kid was being disruptive or I think it was being a typical kid, asking for food when it's food. I don't know how old this child is. So,
yeah, we can only speculate what was happening about the kid. They don't really say anything. It is all just speculation. But what are your thoughts on just what do you think of Burger King just firing her?
Well, honestly, the fact that the only employee that shows up and gets 5 jobs done at once. I mean, I've been there, the 5 jobs at once kind of situation multiple times in my lifetime. I feel like it never ends, right? I mean, she was wearing many hats that day, and the fact that, she does it effortlessly. She got lucky, like it was a good crowd. People were understanding. Obviously some good intention by people who wanted to post, and that's kind of terrible.
Oh, here's my question.
That's how they reacted.
Well, would you have stayed, or is it like, no one's here, I'm leaving?
If it was my only paycheck, probably stay. That's
okay.
Unfortunately, I don't know if she has a second job or not, but it doesn't sound like she does. They said she's jobless in this article.
And that's kind of the situation for 2025, right? You have to be on that grind. So let's talk about the things that keep hitting me in this story. Is going viral the only way to get treated fairly in the wage job now?
Yep. It's like your real-time performance review happens in the comment section. Forget HR. Just hope TikTok team catches you doing some overtime while crying into a fryer basket.
And that's so backwards. Because instead of the raise or support, workers get silenced until they go viral. And then suddenly the brand scrambles to look like they care.
In that case, scrambles to fire. Which brings me to the question number 2. Why do companies keep rewarding loyalty with punishment? I feel like that is so true these days.
Yes, because it feels like it's like a loyalty trap, right? They count on your work ethics to cover their dysfunctionality. They need someone who cares, but not so much that they cause headlines.
You show up, you hustle, you solve problems, and word is you broke protocol. Cool.
It's like she saved. Okay, so she saved the store from chaos. She kept the lights on, the move and the momentum. The moment that became public. Suddenly, it's you violated policy. That's not accountability. That's corporate escape a hatch.
Exactly. Like, don't hide behind policy, quote unquote, when you clearly are trying to dodge bad PR. If this is hadn't blown up online, I guarantee nobody would have said a word.
Yeah, which leads to the third big thing. How much should customers actually expect from fast food workers? Because the bar is broken.
People want Chick-fil-A customer service on a Burger King staffing and Waffle House energy. Pick one.
That's a weird expectation that a worker have to be superhuman, fast, friendly, and flawless. Even if they're alone, underpaid, and operating a grill with one working hand and a trauma on the other.
If they mess up, the Yelp review writes itself. She looked tired and forgot my extra ketchup. Ma'am, she's holding the entire building together with a headset and a prayer.
Exactly. Performative empathy. Everyone loves the fast food hero until the fries are cold. Then it's back to rage and tweeting and never coming back here again.
But the truth is, most of these workers don't need applause. They need backup. They need covers. They need a system that doesn't lead them to crash and burn to minimum wage.
And that's exactly why this story hits so hard, because deep down, we've all been the one who showed up while everything else fell apart. Tell us about it. That's a story we both have been in those situations. Because yeah, that's kind of where we are at the moment with how the job markets is and how things are. Liz has been feeling it more recently. I've been telling her how we've been dealing with it for years now. Now Liz is feeling the same accoutrement of that.
Yeah, but I keep it going in cycles. We have staff, no staff, half staff, no staff, half staff, maybe some staff, and then full staff, yay! Hold it, and crash and burn. It is a vicious cycle. And like I said, I've been there with the company for 6 years now, and I've seen so many come and go. There's not a single soul underneath me that has been there longer than, I think the closest one is now a year and a half, maybe.
Yeah. Yep, that's kind of
it's ridiculous how close, we are at our jobs. It's like the person that was the closest to me to being there the longer just left. It's crazy. So we'll see how this. Like I said, we go through the cycles. I know how it works. I get beaten. I get thrown around. Everything mellows out. Then I get beaten up again,
and it's kind of going
cycle.
back.
And I allow it too. That's a fucked
Exactly,
up
and that's kind of going back to the story. Like, why should we suffer for corporate thing? Should you be suffering all that, Liz, after working there for X amount of time, right? At this point, you should be you shouldn't be dealing with this level of ramification, right? Of this constant on and on and on. At this point, things should be somewhat stable to the point where it shouldn't be a cycle, the way you said it, right? There should be no cycle.
It is a cycle, and it's a vicious cycle. We see this everywhere. I mean, it didn't stop. You have been on the cycle forever, and it's just like, another day. It's another paradise, right? The same thing.
Exactly.
And I hope that when we get staff up that we stay for a while, but things happen, things change. I know there'll be another change in the next couple of years when the next person retires. There's a couple people, I should say, probably in the next 5 to 10 years, probably within closer, but yeah, see.
Next thing you know, Liz, before you know it, you're gonna be the top one there, the longest there. And everyone else will be there just.
And I'm already vying for those jobs that I want.
All right. All right. The next part.
But yeah, we see this. This is a common story. We hear that all the time. With somebody who shows up and does the job, and then they get fired for being there. So. All right, here's the real part that really splits people online. Would you bring your kid to work if it meant keeping your job?
So it's easy to judge until you're the one standing there with no sitter, no backup, and the rent bill that doesn't care about your life falling apart.
Exactly. People are like, that's unprofessional. And I'm just like, so it's running a restaurant with zero staff and pretending that business is usual?
This is this is a this is basically a no-win situation. Either she leaves the kids at home, risks child negligence, or she brings a kid and risks a write-up. Let's be real. If she hadn't kept the place running, they probably would have fired her anyways for abandoning.
She played the hand she was dealt. And the fact that her solution, the one that kept everything afloat, is what got her fired, that's not policy. That's punishment in disguise.
And that comes with the cherry on top with the corporate statement.
Ugh, can you already hear it in your head? But we take these matters seriously and are committed to a team well-being. End quote.
Which basically just translates to we didn't expect this to go viral and now our PR intern is crying in a spreadsheet.
Why do these statements always sound like they're written by ChatGPT on corporate autopilot?
Big more than likely how these days are, they probably were. The formula is vague, concerned with buzzword salad, and no actual accountability. It's like a breakup text with zero emotion, but somehow it's more condescending.
Also, where was this team member well-being when she was running the restaurant solo like it's the Hunger Games?
Exactly. It's still reactive. No apology. No, we're reviewing staff failures. Just a word cloud of values and internal reviews and hope we move on by Monday.
I said we start rating corporate statements like Yelp reviews. 1 star, didn't address the issue. 2 stars, use the word community without irony.
3 stars. If it ends with "we'll do better," which we all know means we'll do nothing.
Right. 4 stars if it accidentally creates a meme. 5 stars if someone quits mid apology. That's premium drama.
Honestly, at this point, corporate PR is just damage control cosplay, and that they're bad at it.
So here's a wild question. Has TikTok become the new union rep?
That's a good question. It kind of feels like it. If you want a raise, don't ask your boss, ask the algorithm. If you want justice, pray your suffering hits 1.2 million views on with a sad song in closed captions.
Forget collective bargaining. It's collective viral outrage now. One video and suddenly you got GoFundMe money, job offers, and a Burger Queen fan base.
But that's not sustainable. Like for every Nakia who goes viral, gets support, there's hundreds of workers burning out there quietly, getting fired silently, with no TikTok edit and no meme army.
Right? It's like winning the misery lottery. If you're lucky, the internet notices. If not, it's just lose your job and keep your trauma.
Which brings me to this. Would this story... yeah, we'll talk about it. It's something that's been discussed online. Because this is another side of the story that people are discussing. Well, the internet will always be divisive. Would this story be the same if a man was going viral?
Nope. It's not in the same way. If it were a dad, the narrative shifts hard. Suddenly it's single dad, superhero runs store alone. And you know there will be interviews on Good Morning America.
There's something about a woman, especially a mother, grinding through chaos that society expects, even exploits. But a man doing the same thing is treated like a rare, noble act.
Yeah, that emotional labor anger always hits different. With Nakia, it was like, of course she's figured it out. She's a mom. But if we were due to be, what an incredible father defying all the odds.
Definitely some double standards in high res. Companies benefit from it too, because it becomes easier to ignore exploited women when society frames their sacrifice as
Honestly, she didn't go viral because she worked hard. She went viral because someone finally looked close enough to see it.
So we're here now making memes out of burnout, hoping public shame fixes what the HR department won't.
So yeah, long live the Burger Queen. But maybe also, let's not need a camera crew to treat workers like humans.
Put that on the drive-through headset. So yeah. So that's the other thing is we've read a bunch of stories in the similar vein of just workers being put in situations like this that quote went viral, right? This is not the first, and this is not going to be the last, right? And it seems like that's always has to be how you get your thought, like your way, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna make this TikTok reel short of my boss, right? Or my company that's doing this, and yeah, that's. Well, why does it have to be the end all be all to get things done? That's what sucks here in this situation. Because like if things aren't getting done, I don't want to be having to go tweet at on Twitter or on TikTok to get things done, right? Like why should that be the situation? Like for you, like why would you need to make a reel complaining about your job about this vicious cycle, right?
I do this on the podcast. That's what I do.
Exactly. This is more, yeah. And at the end of the day, for us, it's just it's like it's fun banter with some truth, but it's not us like at least for us, it's not us purposely like going on them, right? It's not like we're actually quote attacking. We're not going against them.
Yeah.
We're just we're voicing our opinions.
But voicing opinions. But I think we give women credit, but we don't give them enough. It is a very much of a double standard edge sword.
Oh yeah, for the other section, yeah.
Yeah, the other part with the man is always, oh, he's doing it all, and it's like, well, if it's a woman, oh yeah, she's doing it all. But man, oh the man, it's like, I don't know, it's a sad truth. We find that so often in our relation, a man will get a definite promotion. If it was a man, he would have gotten a promotion. You want to bet 10 out of 1 he would have gotten a promotion at work. If it was a woman, nope, we're gonna fire her. So I want to say, because men, it's just a very masculine, corporate world. You don't really see a lot of women up there. So
true. I think we've read a couple. We have read some stories definitely that were like similar to these where it got some social media virality, right, for men, where they were like getting getting some recognition, right? And definitely I wonder if we probably ran like through all the stories going through these types of things, how much would it actually scale, right? But at the end of the day, like we said earlier, it's for every one viral story happening here, there are hundreds of people suffering through this thing, not only in fast food, but just any workforce at this point. Like I said, me and Liz have gone through it, not to this extent. Like we banter, we complain.
I remember back a couple years ago, back one winter.
Okay, Liz suffered a good amount. We both suffered a lot. Okay, we suffered a lot. We're undermining it, but we suffered a lot. We're here now, but we went through the fires and coals to get where we are now. So yes. we are part of this, and like we're not calling out our workplaces. We're just gonna complain and voice our opinions, and then still show up to work. Okay, like that's what we'll do. Until they fire us for some stupid policy reason.
In this economy, you can't be like dissing on our workplace right now. Not with this economy.
Exactly. Until Liz gets fired.
Layoffs going on.
So everyone, just be ready when Liz gets fired for some stupid reason. Then she'll put out her viral
Yeah,
tweet.
it'll be a stupid reason, like my nails.
Damn. Yeah, you never know anyone. It can be anything dumb these days, right? All right.
I think that's why they haven't posted my review, because they don't want me to get my pay raise, because they're gonna be letting me go.
All right. So next up, we're heading to the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Airport, where a man flew in from Jamaica and landed right in the middle of a $3 million felony.
Bruh.
Because surprise, TSA opened the suitcase and found full of bricks. Not the packing kind, the powdered felony kind. Like actual bundles of cocaine. Just chilling between his socks and bad decisions.
Oh, God. Customs flagged his bag during a routine check. So when they opened it, it was basically the Narcos Season 6 blooper reel. Dozens of bricks, expertly wrapped. Estimated street value was like roughly between 2.5 to $3 million. Oof.
Which is the most expensive baggage claim I've ever heard of. This man had enough coat to fund a Netflix documentary and still had room for flip-flops.
And here's where it gets hilarious or horrifying, or maybe both. Depends on the person, right? So the man allegedly told officers, "I didn't pack the bags, just vibes, I guess. The drugs, no idea. Could it be anyone's?"
Sir, if you can't identify the suitcase full of narcotics you're literally holding, you got a bigger problems than lost luggage.
So, according to the body cam footage, which was released by the Atlanta PD, the guy just stands there, calm, unbothered, like someone told him his latte was delayed. Not that he's about to get hit with a federal trafficking charges. Oof.
And this wasn't just one suspicious bag. It was a full-on narcotic nesting doll. They just kept pulling bricks out of there like a drug mule magic trick.
No name has been released yet, but the suspect is reportedly in custody and facing charges for importation of controlled substances. And it's if convicted, we're talking mandatory minimum of 10 years. Possibly more. Whew, minimum.
And meanwhile, Atlanta Airport just casually adds another line to its weirdest drug bust playlist. Seriously, that place is less of a transportation hub and more of a chaotic boss level.
So yeah, one man, one suitcase, $3 million of oops.
Okay, let's start with the obvious. $3 million worth of cocaine in a regular suitcase. Like economy class Samsonite. Sir, what kind of black hole of crime were you packing with?
Oh my God. Okay, so he was like a real RPG loot drop energy. He's like beat a cartel mini boss and the suitcase just spawned. No false bottom, no secret compartment, just bricks. Like what was he? A Minecraft bender?
Also, how do you pack that many bricks and still make way for the check luggage? What is the drug trafficking equivalent of skip leg day?
Oh my God, I actually didn't think about that. The weight of the bag. I'm convinced the drug smuggler had his own Tetris god. You don't accidentally fit $3 million of cocaine in a bag without precision and spreadsheet and dark magic.
And then, when caught, this man just hits us with the classic, "I didn't pack it." Cool. So the cartel ferry snuck into your hotel room, replaced your speedos with felonies?
It's the same tried defense every time. Like TSA is gonna go, "Oh, you didn't pack it? No worries then. Please continue on to baggage claim in international court."
And let's be real, if you actually didn't pack your bag, you opened it to find drug bricks, wouldn't you have some kind of reaction, like panic, confusion, a scream, maybe a nervous fart?
Nope, none of that. This man just stood there like he just lost a carry-on full of socks. Not narcotics that could get him decades in federal prison.
He had the quote emotional unavailable calm end quote, calm. That I pay YouTube premium, but not therapy calm.
So it's either the supreme guilt or the Olympic level denial. Either way, it's not play well when the cops are pulling bricks out of your bag like a cocaine piñata.
Also, what's the end game of this excuse? And if you didn't pack it, why is it in your possession? TASA is not going to do a vibe check and send you home.
The I didn't pack a defense is basically the criminal version of it wasn't like when I got here, and it never works. Ever.
Naturally, the moment the body cam footage dropped, the internet did what the internet always does. Turn this very serious drug bust into a memeable masterpiece.
So on Twitter/X, it was feral. One of my favorite posts that I saw when I was looking was like, bro packed like he was heading to Scarface Con 2025. 10 out of 10. No notes.
Nah, the one that got me was the TikTok where someone fake stitched it like, travel hack, how to fit $3 million in your carry-on without wrinkling your vacation shirts.
Plus, some of the comments were very brutal. Someone was like, when TSA asks if you packed your bag yourself, and you say no, but the bag is giving drug lord starter kit.
And shout out to the guy who said, he's so calm because his emotional baggage is heavier than the coke. Ooh, very poetic. Almost beautiful.
Emotional damage.
But let's talk about the real genre at play here. This isn't my bag cinematic universe. It's always the same plot. I don't know what was in it. My friend gave it to me. My cousin said it was just shoes. I thought it was baking powder. Really? Please.
We need a documentary just called I Didn't Pack That. 5 parts narrated by TSA agents, featuring dramatic reenactments and increasingly bad poker faces.
So with the chapter titles like Bricks by Bricks, Carry On Cartel, or I Swear Officer, That Just Protein Powder.
Honestly, these excuses are getting so formulaic that their own genre tag on Netflix, crime delusion, poor planning.
But hey, shout out to the algorithm for doing what criminal justice system probably won't, holding people accountable through roast culture.
Because once your felony gets memeified, it's over. No jury can unsee your face edited onto Tony Montana with the caption, say hello to my little Samsonite.
So final takeaway, if you're carrying on bricks of coke through customs, your whole defense starts with, this isn't my bag, you better hope the job isn't on tick.
Or that the TSA isn't subscribed to at Felony Fails, because they are, and they're laughing.
Well, yeah, this literally sounds like a joke of a story. But
I know that is
it happens.
hilarious.
It is.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. It's just the fact that nonchalantly, I don't know, I didn't do it. I
Like,
almost want to say this was a way to masterpiece something else and to divert the real thing. So he's already gotten paid off. He's doing them a service, the cartel a service. You know what I mean? Talking about, you know?
Oh,
like
a
he's
conspiracy.
The diversion.
Liz is thinking there's a conspiracy.
Think about it. You have that diversion of he's actually bringing in this $3 million of bag. He obviously was probably very aware of it, and that's why he's so stone faced. Like,
so he's giving
I already
up.
got paid him good.
So your thought for this conspiracy, Liz conspiracy time, is she's thinking they are sacrificing this man.
The real drugs came in.
Yeah, they're sacrificing this man's 10 years of life and roughly $3 million worth of cocaine for a bigger thing, which is not impossible. Like when it comes to
that other person already got through security with him at some point. They could have been 10 people before or 10 people after him, and because they were so focused on that other person just slid through with other stuff. Not
impossible. Because when it comes to these, like,
I think I've watched too many movies with this shit happening.
But what you're thinking is not impossible when it comes to these types of stories, these types of things involving these level of like strong narcotics, we're not talking about the tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking in the millions to tens of millions of dollars. So losing $3 million worth of cocaine is probably nothing, right? It's not nothing, but to them it's probably nothing if it was potential, right? So you're not.
It's probably
not
a chunk change to them if they think about it.
Exactly, and they probably are paying off this one guy a good amount of money just to like, okay, you're gonna be our fall guy. You're gonna suffer 10 years, but when you're out, you'll be free with money.
Your family will be taken care of. Your bills will be paid. You'll be fine.
So it's not it's not impossible. So you might be right, but it's one of those things where
This is why this guy is so calm. He's like, I'm good. I'm covered. That's the only way. You can't be that chill. Like, this is my bag.
Exactly. It's like even when flying alone, when flying itself is just stressful enough. I think one thing where you were stressing a little bit more time than I was a little bit when we were in Vegas when I lost my ID. Like that alone was stressful. You stressing more than I was, but that was just a
well, yeah, it's freaking out for you, man. like that shucks.
Yeah, it sucked. But it's one of those things where like things happen and you hope things like that which will delay you, but this is like millions of times way worse. So I like being that calm. I don't know. That's something. That's something. So let's maybe Liz just threw out a movie plot for the future. Never know. All right then.
And look at that shit.
So if you thought this episode couldn't get more unhinged, allow us to introduce you to the smallest, most chaotic survivor of the week. A Chihuahua who overdosed on cocaine and lived.
Not just survived. Vibrated his way through the gates of doggy death and moonwalked back. He snorted hard, fast, and still walked out of that vet's office like a legend.
So this happened where else? Florida. So a vet in the ER admitted a tiny Chihuahua after its owner noticed it acting erratically. The dog was twitching, seizing, dilated pupils, and full-on Looney Tune chaos.
They ran tests and boom, cocaine toxicity. Not residue, not trace amounts, full on this dog partied harder than 2007's Lindsay Lohan levels of coke.
They hit it with IV fluids, sedatives, full detox protocol. Miraculously, the dog pulled through. And now, thanks to the published veterinary case report, we know about Toby, aka Coke Dog, the Chihuahua that tanked a cocaine OD like a Chihuahua-shaped John Wick.
And can I just say, Toby is the least intimidating name for the most feral drug experience ever. Like, who survived the Colombian powder nightmare? Toby. Freaking Toby.
So the report even included the line about the dog displaying excessive stimulation, uncontrollable movements, which I think the vets speak for it's raving in place.
Look, I've seen a lot of Florida headlines, but Chihuahua survives cocaine overdose deserves its own genre. True crime? That drama? Unholy Florida energy?
All three. Plus a dash of divine intervention, or maybe just a very expensive dog food. But yeah, so that's it's a crazy story. Look, we're all glad that Toby survived. Figured both of us have dogs in our lives, so that is just a scary thought to think. Because yeah, you never know when things are going crazy. Because sadly, dogs or any animal friends cannot tell us what's happening. So I don't know. Like why are you acting up? And like, are you just being doggy? Regular dog just acting up? Like, you know, one of our dogs. We have two dogs. So we have a little older one, so he's mild. Just so you know, if we knew he was acting up, like something's up. But our other doggo, she's a little bit more active. So if she was wagging, I'm like, that seems normal. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. How did you feel about this story as a doggo mom?
That's crazy. And that was a lot of Narcan for that dog, I'm assuming.
It's a we gotta remember it was a tiny Chihuahua. That little doggo.
A lot of cocaine. That dog would have probably been Narcan 500 times before and maybe not even survived. Like that is. Ew. Now it's just crazy. Chihuahuas are not that big of dogs, and the fact
No,
that
exactly.
it survived, that is just a miraculous in itself. That is crazy. That is. Whew. Now, if it was my dog, I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Okay, we've joked, we barked, but let's actually talk about this, because apparently the animal drug overdose are on the rise. Did you know that? It's not haha, this is quirky kind of way.
Yeah, hashtag Coke Dog is funny until you realize this happens way more than you think. Like a vet having to publish scientific case report because a Chihuahua pulled a Scarface speed run. That's just not normal.
So, according to a 2023 report from the ASPCA, the Animal Poison Control Center, calls related to illicit substance exposure in pets increased nearly 18%. Let me repeat that. 18% over this previous year. And cocaine, that's apparently on the list.
And that it's not just cocaine, it's weed, opioids, meth, prescription meds. Basically anything a human can mess up with, a pet can stumble into. Except the bodies are smaller, the organs are faster, and they don't know what white powder equals hospital trip.
Right. A chihuahua like Toby once saw the lake of coke dust, and his heart is like an EDM festival inside a paper bag. His heart rate spike, body trembles, seizures, overheating, brain chaos. I can go on.
The vet report literally says the dog was showing excessive tremors, hypersalivation, and unresponsive behavior, which in human terms is like a full-blown club overdose. Only you can't explain it and can't explain to the DJ that your dog didn't mean to party this hard.
And here's the wild part. Dogs love sniffing stuff. We all knew they love sniffing stuff. So they're hardwired to put their face in everything and anything. And guess where people leave drugs? On tables, in bags, in couches, on floors.
Yeah, I once watched a dog lick a glitter-covered shoelace like it was a filet mignon. You think they won't hoover up your Coke bump off a dollar bill? Please.
And unlike humans, pets don't get a warning sign. There's no I think I'm too high. And just boom, full system meltdown.
Which means this isn't just about poor Toby. It's about the humans who do coke, drop some, and then get shocked when their 4-pound gremlin starts breakdancing in cardiac arrest.
Like you are too grown to be out there treating your coffee table like Studio 54 while your dog is just trying to vibe with it.
You wouldn't leave rat poison next to your food bowl, but you'll leave a baggie of Schedule 1 powder near your water dish? Get it together.
It's the same issue with edibles too. The number of dogs that have been rushed to the vet because they've ate the THC gummy off the floor is a banana. And people treat it like a joke. But some of those cases end with hospitalization. And sadly, even worse.
It's not funny when your dog is hallucinating ghosts in the drywall because you left a weed cookie in your purse.
So look, if you're going to do drugs, be responsible. Or legal drugs. But lock up the stuff. Pets don't have the impulse control. They do not know better. But you do. Or at least some of you do.
Right, some people don't have all the brain cells there. And the fact that Toby survives is a miracle. Straight up. This little dude lived through what would have ended a lesser dog. And probably at least 2 sound loud rappers.
But most aren't so lucky. Plenty of dogs, cats, even birds die from human drug exposure every year. They don't make the headlines. They just disappear behind the emergency vet bill. Oof.
Yep, that's the truth. The story is wild. It's meme worthy, but it's also warning. Pets trust us. They depend on us to keep them safe, and you're out there turning living rooms into trap houses.
So protect your pets, clean your space, lock your stash up. If your pet dog suddenly looks like he's auditioning for train spotting the pet years, get the vet immediately. So yeah, that's exactly my thoughts. Exactly. It's just pets don't have the same like cautionary things when it comes to, especially dogs. Dogs smell stuff. Dogs eat or try to eat anything. So yeah, leaving things. Yeah, that's we both have been in that situation where they'll just start eating anything or sniffing anything. I'm like, you get it.
There's stuff I've dropped on the floor and be like, don't touch that. He was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's just people negligence.
With my other dog. I think with my other dog, he probably would have raced me for it. Like, screw you.
Exactly. And they sometimes they don't listen, right? They'll just keep like, you tell them no, and they're like, they'll just keep eating or doing whatever, right? And then it just becomes another headache. And that's the thing. It's like, I think I've talked about it on the shows. Like, there's some people who get pets that shouldn't get pets because they think, oh, I'll have myself a cat, a dog, and then they just neglect some of the simple things. Like you can probably feed it and do the bare minimum, but then it's like things like you left your edibles on the table, boom, they're gone. You spilled some beer or liquor and it spills on the floor, they start licking it up. Like,
it depends. Some dogs don't touch it, but my sister's dog loves margaritas. But I'm just saying, it's
what a party animal.
Yeah, and he hears a blender and he's like, ooh, you're not smoothie, it's margarita time.
But yeah, it's people really have to just be aware of what they're doing. And I know they're becoming intoxicated, but it's like you just got to be careful. Yeah, and it's true. Right, it's like when I was saying, like I wouldn't have thought about it until I was researching this article, of that being such a prevalent thing, but to know that it's happening and it's actually going up, like that's wild. Like, what was your thought when you heard that it's a thing that's been
18%? That's a huge spike, but I'm not quite surprised. I mean, considering I come from the medical field, I mean, we're seeing more overdoses every day. I mean, Portland is filled with that. I was just down in Portland today, the recording, and
yeah. So if you would take the people one and being generous, say 15% of that. So if the people are going up, so would the animal one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. But you think about it, most people who are doing drugs, I don't know, why would you want to have an animal that you have to put the extra money into? I mean, I guess if it's you're like, oh, that's my saving grace if I can't afford my dog, or I can't afford. But of course, people become homeless and they still take animals on. I just in the last week alone, I just saw a bunch of them too. I'm like, why? It's just afford to take care.
It's just like some level of companionship, something to keep them grounded. And that's a sad truth for another day. So, the second this story hit the internet, hashtag Coke Dog was born. And the folks did not disappoint. TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, every platform instantly united behind this tiny high as kite war hero.
The memes were fast, the memes were relentless, and they were amazing. Someone posted a pic of Chihuahua mid-sprint with the caption, "When the vet gives you Narcan, but the baseline in your soul won't stop."
And then there's a remix of edit of Toby over the Scarface "Say hello to my little friend" scene, except instead of a gun, it was a tennis ball. That's hilarious right there.
And another one just said, Toby's heart has entered the metaverse. And I felt that in my spine.
But what really elevated this wasn't just that he survived, it's how he survived. The audacity of a 4-pound goblin, 4 pounds, to take the hit that would have knocked a grown man in Miami and just walked it off like a late brunch.
People are calling him Pablo Escobar. Someone even made a fake album cover, Toby in sunglasses with the straight out of the kennel title.
But under all the memes was this weird sense of respect. Like, yeah, it's funny and it's also weirdly impressed. But Toby didn't just survive a coke OD, he thrived.
He's the John Wick of small dogs now. Toby doesn't bark, he buzzes at a frequency only helicopters can hear.
And I apparently when I was looking this up, there's actually merch. There's merch that says Coke Dog 2025 out there, with I survived like Toby, even with fake energy drink labels that just hit his face on it. That says 0 chills.
Honestly, put him on a coin. This is America's most unlikely folk carrier. He's the Rudy of narcotic accidents.
But that's the most Florida part. The authorities haven't pressed charges against the owner, which is interesting. And the vet clinic just gave Toby back to once he was stabilized, which is also surprising. And the owner reportedly says it must have been something on the floor. That's once again wild.
The calm aesthetic. It's not mine. Okay. But what floor are you walking on that's just dusted with this casual Coke sprinkles? It's your kitchen of 2004 nightclub?
It's the most casual shrug I've ever heard of accidentally turning your pet into a liability on pause.
Regardless, hashtag Coke Dog lives on. He didn't ask for fame. He didn't ask for drugs. But he took both like a champion. And now he's a symbol of Florida. Of chaos. Of survival against extremely dumb odds.
Toby, if you're listening, stay strong. Stay clean. And maybe stick to True Choice from now on. But yeah, once again, going with the thing is like, it must have been something on the floor, or just kind of like brushing out. That's so wild that there's no charges. But yeah, when I was looking into this, there was nothing I could find that was leading to anything, charges or anything. It just, which is wild. You would think, wouldn't you think that the vet would have pressed charges on the owner, or can they even do?
Now, vets can't really do that, but they can notify authorities, and authorities can do with that information what they like. But, yeah, I'm surprised that no charges are happening. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but I think
that's Florida for you.
Yeah, that's a Florida thing. I feel like, yeah, exactly. It feels very Florida. And honestly, we have somebody who likes to use meth in our complex, and
oof.
Just because he has told officers flat out to the faces, yeah, I had some meth this night, and they can't do anything because it's in his system. It's not there physically anymore, so like they can't touch him.
Bro, that is so wild.
Bruh.
It's like that guy just saying, "Oh, I had coke." Doesn't mean it's there anymore. That coke can be gone and out of the house, so it's not like you can find it. So
fuck me, right?
Oh my god, that's wild. But Toby, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, Toby. Okay.
Right. And that, folks. Wraps up this week's bizarre episode of the Convoluted Podcast, where we had a Chihuahua on cocaine, $1 million in cartel carry-on, fast workers turning into viral saints, and a live stream fail that not only failed the audience but the people on stream.
We officially covered all the food groups: drama, trauma, felonies, and Florida. Always
Florida.
Everyone's still processing the fact that Chihuahua out partied half the EDM team and libs stay hydrated. To those thinking about dropping a wrestling move in real life, don't. Just don't.
And if you do, at least make sure there's a mat and not a penalty charge waiting on the other side.
Thanks for hanging with us through the chaos. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode that spirals quite like this.
And if you're listening to us on Spotify or anywhere else where you get your podcasts, make sure to follow the show, rate us 5 stars, and drop a comment or review. It really helps with more weirdos find their way onto the.
Seriously, word of mouth is everything. Share this episode with a friend who loves the crime, combat sports, or chihuahuas or questionable decisions.
A coworker who keeps saying this place is gonna go viral one day, and you scared. There's what they mean.
We'll be back next week with more offbeat headlines, deeper dives, and less caffeine-fueled animal emergencies. Probably.
So until then, stay safe, stay curious, and if you feel more like content, maybe just off. Bye.
Yo, going with
Bye.
chaos, to a level of the block, there's a 95. Clear the night, going, we going, we out, going, we go. Yo, we got bees in the street, sleepers on the block, this is Gerald TCP, live talking cover. Cool block, the command with the mic and a bulletproof vest, reporting live from a scene that's a hot mess. Each umbrella.